Welcome. These days, huh? I was going to have a Zoom conversation with a friend today, and we were going to just talk about uh, writing, poetry, various things, our practice, and sometimes practices are interlaced with spirituality. So I just thought I'm going to start having conversations with everybody. And not all of them are going to have a studio audience. But they will go on YouTube and podcasts. So I think that's rather exciting. Um, so I'm coming today because I was going to have a conversation with a friend and something came up and they're not able to make it. So that's cool because we don't want this to be something else we have to do. We want it to be part of our practice, definitely pleasurable. And hopefully it'll help me to get through so many of these wonderful books that I have purchased but have not spent time with. And I think that's my underlying real reason for doing this more frequently. Don't be surprised if I reach out to you and ask you if you'd like to have a one on one conversation. It's nothing to be afraid of, but it'll just be a conversation that we have via Zoom, just the two of us. And we'll just have conversation. And of course, the conversation needs to be somewhat in alignment, but this is all of life and what we're dealing with right now. So I think it'll be great and we'll see how it goes. Wanted to share a couple few things that are coming up. I'm really excited. I'm actually very excited of this direction of Zenful Conversations. You may or may not know, I believe it was the year 2019. I believe it was the year 2019. I began to read a message daily uh, as I had heard that doing practices like that were beneficial, highly beneficial. And of course, the message you read is important, what message it is. But what I did was I got the book Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. And I had started reading those messages daily. And I was not even completed with my first 200-hour yoga teacher training. And I'm now a therapist, which is amazing. Internationally certified. That's miraculous. But I started that in the early months of 2019. I started this group then with that book because I was reading it for a few weeks or so, and I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. And I'm like, I'm sure some of my friends could use this, and I knew it would keep me accountable to doing it for myself because that is one of the areas that I was not too great at in 2019. I'm better now, but believe me, I got a lot of fun layers to still work with. The beautiful thing about this practice is that we're never going to be short of things to work with. So anyway, we did that for 6 years. We had a daily reading for 6 years. 2019 was Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. We went into Mindful Year with Dr. Arya Campbell Danesh and Dr. Seth J. Gillihan, two psychologists, wrote a Mindful Year. And we were talking about mindfulness. And wouldn't you know, it was really great conversation for that year because that's the year COVID came and shut everything down. So we were talking about mindfulness. And we learned a lot about how our mind works and thoughts and how thoughts are things and all kinds of that, right? So the next year, what was it, 2021, we went into law of attraction. We were doing living the law of attraction, and we talked about vibration, and we talked about everything under the sun pretty much that year. That year, we had a lot of books. We ended up bringing a lot of books in, and we had guest speakers. Some of these authors, I'm like, boy, let me see if I can get them in. And so we started having these conversations, the Zenful Conversations, where we invite the guest speakers and a studio audience. And so now we've got that going on, and that's wonderful. And that was the year 2021. We continued with the guest speakers. We're still doing them now quite a bit. 2022, we realized it's not only it's not only mine, but we need discipline, self-discipline. So in 2022, we had the guts, the courage to dive into a year of self-discipline. That was strong, that was powerful. I know I got triggered. I put the book down for a while and did other books about discipline and other uh, books instead of the one. And then I went back to it though because it's a good book. And that was self-discipline. And I think what was so important and powerful about that conversation that year was that it's not something awful, this self-discipline. The perception is actually, it's the greatest form of self-love to keep yourself on track, accountable, and let yourself go when you need to, right? Dr. Darcy Lord gave us those 5 tenets of the practice of self-love, and that's one of them. Hold yourself accountable, but also let yourself off the hook when you need to. What was that? 2022. Then we did 2023, Thriving as an Empath by Dr. Judith Orloff. We learned about ways to protect ourselves on an energetic level. And then 2024, we did the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. Quite honestly, that book blew my mind. We had an awesome conversation, but probably up late to fall somewhere in 2024. And we had a couple pretty good storms along the way here, a hurricane here, and I missed a night because we had to evacuate, and I went to stay at a friend's house. And I realized when I was laying down in bed, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to do the message to reading today. I knew if I got up, my dogs would go haywire, and they're not allowed to have dogs in the building. So I decided it was okay to let it go. And I did it the next few weeks, but honestly, I put it down. I put it down and I wasn't sure of the direction. So now this is pretty cool that it's coming back in such a powerful way to where we're going to have one-on-one conversations with you. Um, and one-on-one conversations with other poets, writers, etc. I've got two. This is Marjorie Moorhead, Into the Thrum. Her and I are going to have a one-on-one conversation in a week or 2 weeks. Not sure of the exact date. Um, But I heard about her. I've been reading her poetry, and I think it'll be a wonderful conversation. So that'll be coming up, but that's just the one conversation. So it's going to be on YouTube and the podcast. June 5th, Thursday, June 5th, we have an actual writing workshop um, with the poet Gloria Cahill Heffernan. And it's that workshop's gonna be based on this book, Fused. It'd be awesome if you got the books, if you got these, if you purchased and supported these poets, Marjorie Moorhead, um, Gloria Heffernan. So it'd be nice to have the book and support the author, the poet, but you do not need it. And they're free of charge. So it's really wonderful. I just appreciate your supporting this community, and we need a strong community here. It's some powerful times we're living in, so I'd like to band it together here a little bit. Obviously, there is a way you can support financially if you feel called to do so. We have the Buy Me a Coffee, um, and you can find all of this on the website at zenfulconversations.com. But that's June 5th, and that's going to be a pretty neat uh, writing workshop. You don't have to be a writer. Come explore with us. So she's going to read a poem. We'll have a prompt from the poem. We'll write about it and have a lot of fun there. In July, the last 4 Thursdays of July, Christina Norcross is going to be with us. And her new book is The Poetry Apothecary. And what I love about this book is the way it's set up. It's like an RX for getting lost and being found. And it has all these poems. And then RX for nourishment and has these poems. RX for healing, for raising humans, for grief work, for inspiration, for connection. So we're going to have a 4-part series where each week we're going to take one of those. I suspect nourishment. I hope nourishment is one of them. So I'm gonna use it as an example. RX for nourishment, and we'll have some fun with that. You don't have to come to all of the 4 workshops. You can come to one, or you can come to 2 or 3 or 4, however many you want. Those are also offered free of charge, and I'm hoping you support these poets. That's all the workshops I have at the moment, other than the one I'm going to do myself with our presence on the page that we've been starting. I want to bring what I've learned thus far in my healing journey, which is nothing short of miraculous stuff in my mind. Best, coolest stuff I've come across in my 61 years here. But I want to bring that onto the page. I see this writing, this poetry or explorative writing. I don't quite know what to call myself yet, what this writer in me is going to show up as. But I know it's going to be powerful when she does, and I'm looking forward to meeting her. Come on out. All of this stuff, I see it as an extension of this of philosophy, yoga philosophy, of spirituality. That's how I see it from me. And so Jenny, my beloved friend, owner of our previous Heartwood, has been sold to a wonderful little Montessori school, and they're going to have kids there learning, which so it's going to be great. But she wrote this book, The Enlightened Writer. This is also a new book. I'm going to let her get settled down, but I will ask her if she will come on for a conversation one of these days with us. But this is The Enlightened Writer, and it has memoir and creative writing inspired by philosophy and practices of yoga. And this has chakra clearing writing and few other things that we're going to go into with the presence on the page uh, group. But it's chakra clearing. You can do it on the Yoga Sutras. Mm. Very interesting. And we've also done some, which we probably do again, I really like and enjoy, and everybody does. We bring a photo, share a photo, and then write about it. So that's kind of cool too. And then I got this book not too long ago, and I really think it's pretty cool. So I suspect I'll be coming on and talking about some of these books. So not only are we going to have some one-on-ones conversation, but I'm going to pull out a book and start to go through some of these excellent writings. And what I liked about this one, this Dear Writers, this is her new book also. These are all new books. um, is like it set up attention. It talks about attention. Attention is a form of love. I know this as a parent, a friend, a teacher. What we turn our gaze to feels that warmth and light. And what we dedicate ourselves to feels cherished. And conversely, what we ignore feels slighted, neglected, devalued. This essential part of creativity requires no pen, no paper, no paints. Put that on pause for a few minutes there. No paints, no canvas, no nothing, only your awareness. Your hands can be empty, but your mind should be open. Um, if you love the world, give it the gift of your intention. And if you don't love the world, I wonder, why are you making art? So it's just, I think, can lead to such great conversation. And then it says on writing habits, right? And on inspiration. Can't we have a conversation on any of these in a heartbeat? On sensory detail, and so on. So that's Maggie Smith, that one, and I would be delighted to have Maggie on our show. I will gather up the courage to ask her. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to give an update, and I definitely wanted to come on since I had planned on it today anyway, and get this show on the road because time waits for no one, right? If not now, when? Yada, yada, yada. Let's do it. One last thing before I close off today. I want to share these about a beautiful, beautiful poet friend of mine now that I can say that definitely. Liesl Graham. She was a poet in Scotland, and she is such a beautiful woman. I'm deeply, deeply touched by her. And that doesn't happen too frequently. So I'm appreciating it. Well, one of Liesl's projects, beside being a beautiful poet, uh, and she leads incredible workshops, which I like to participate in myself. She's also a word stitcher. This is one of her practices to help her release different various things, trauma, energy, right? And she has these little stitch things that I got. Um, while one of them says, I got two sets, and each set has four. First set is, I do not mourn my past. am I am unfolding into myself. I am a tender kindness to my own life, and I am brave enough for this. These are my mantras. This out, this one, this one, baby. I think is the winner. I refuse to be an enemy to my own life. I refuse to be an enemy to my own life. Think about it. In every moment, I am saving myself. I'm not afraid of tomorrow. I am brave enough for this. And so I bought the set, and there's two of them that say that. I am brave enough for this. And I was like, yeah, that one's not, nah. And I'm realizing, ooh, well, if I got two of them, and I don't think that one's the winner. Like, I refuse to be an enemy to my own life. I love that. I'm unfolding to myself, but I'm a tender kindness to my own life is really good too. But I'm thinking, oh boy, what do I need that for? That I got two of them. So we shall see. In deep gratitude. Thanks so much. Please visit zenfulconversations.com, zenfulconversations.com, and sign up for some of these workshops. They're listed there. And they're free of charge. Some are for women only, but not all of them. Namaste. Zenfulconversations.com. Thanks.